please be okay. Please, 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 please. Wish me luck. Yes, okay. That's good. I thought this would break for sure. Had a few casualties, but nothing that can't be fixed. Repairs are sort of like scars, I think. A sign of adventure and doing cool things with the things that you made. This one might shock you a little bit. A great unclean one and two very sad arms. Except,
You're gonna cut his arm off?
well, I have to get it home. Probably there.
Yeah, I reckon, right, yeah.
So I spent like 2.5 weeks in Nottingham.
Have you done any videos where you just never got around to finishing it and just like, nah, that's going on the shelf?
I mean, so famously, my Nurgle Diaries series, which is like sort of what got people really excited over COVID, doing an army that was all kitbash miniatures. So every single miniature had to be kitbashed.
Awesome.
And I loved it. And lots of people loved it too. But that's why I'm here in Nottingham now, to finish it. To finish the army. So I've been working with Curtis, and we've been re-sculpting miniatures and doing little homages and things to previous videos, and yeah, hopefully it'll be out for the old world. My friends Pablo and Curtis, I gave them each a toad. That's the toad I gave you.
Yeah, this is the toad you gave me, but I was thinking one of the things you could use your toads for if you're playing like 3rd Ed is using them as Chaos Knights, because you've based them on 50 by 50 bases.
Yeah.
But Chaos Knights are on 25 by 50, so I was thinking of doing them like that. So you could basically take off one when one knight dies. You could take him off, and
Yeah.
you've got the other one.
And the inside looks great too. Is this a frog? Yes. Oh ho ho ho. The nipples are great. That's so good. My inspiration to sculpt and make weird monsters, and in fact, most of the techniques and tricks that I use now came from one person, Trish Carden, Monster Girl Trish. Trish sculpted basically all the best monsters in the Games Workshop range for the longest time. See, this model here, this is quite a sentimental model to me. Trish sculpted this model, but there was actually an article in a White Dwarf magazine showing her sculpting this, and that article is what inspired me to start sculpting for my armies, my model range. But Trish sculpted all the miniatures that my brother and I had when we first got into Warhammer, and I had this incredibly rare privilege of going to her studio and looking at the original sculpts before they got turned into real models.
Come on in.
What a space. Oh!
Just have a fettle. There you go.
That's 3 of them.
That's the first resin of it, so here, come play. Thank you.
That's so beautiful.
It's an epic great unclean one.
I quite fancy
Oh, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
playing around with that because I love forests.
It's just the casual original the wolf that I've been playing with since I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I've got
tons
so many of those.
I know.
Concept. Never got used. It was a mock-up for a terror bird.
Wow.
Oh.
They're all falling to bits. That was a mock-up for Scylla.
It's so crisp.
Just a casual original Bretonian knight green.
This is a tree guy that never got used. Find a surface for him. Find a surface.
You hold it.
A manticore.
This is just a sliver of this story. I want to make a bigger video about this experience. And if I think about it too much, I'm going to cry again. Okay, back to repairing models. A bit of brass here, we've made like a little joint that goes in here. We're stuffing this hole with a bit of epoxy. This brass tube should slide in just a bit. And then take it out, let this dry. Arm, plugs in. That's not going anywhere. Plugs in. I have fixed and assembled my Nurgle Diaries army. Ta-da! There's a couple of new ones that I can't. I'll show you that soon, but I need to get ready for a hobby night tomorrow. And that involves lopping the head off this guy. So, good morning. Okay, it's like 7 in the morning. Games day is at like 8 a.m. and I've come in early because I need to very quickly make some new concepts for my miniatures company that I'm trying to make. I don't know, this has been a dream of mine as a kid. And the sculptors I've been working with are making sculpts faster than I can concept them. I'm currently working on like an adventurer miniature set, and I've been doing all these concepts of what I'd like these miniatures to look like. My friend Alex from Warp Miniatures, who I met in the UK like 6 months ago, he showed me his whole sculpting process. He took me to his studio. It was so beautiful and amazing, and I asked him if he wanted to sculpt some of my miniatures. And check it out. Isn't that awesome? He like took my images one for one and made miniatures out of them. These are going to be cast in metal. And at the same time, so this video is kind of sponsored by Alex. Alex and I are mates, and he contacted me in hopes I would help him promote his Kickstarter, which is literally like 24 hours away from ending right now. And because we're mates, we didn't really want to swap money around, so he is sculpting miniatures for me, and in exchange, I am telling you right now that he is producing some of the best miniature work in the whole entire planet, and he's been doing so for 10 years, and to celebrate that, he's releasing a book and the best dragon miniature I've ever seen, and that is saying a lot, especially in this video. I've been doing all these doodles because Rachel, my wonderful, beautiful partner, while we're both in Nottingham, for the 2 weeks, she learned to sculpt miniatures. So I gave her this concept for a piece of 3D printable terrain I want to make, and this is a live update. I got this just a couple of minutes ago. Isn't that cool? And it's 8 a.m. Okay, shit. Oh, I didn't glue anything together. Okay, let's rock. Okay. Continue to move? Yep. I'll use a fake dice. Okay, alright, well.
Yeah, I'll show you guys first because, you know.
That's very good. Oh, wow. Oh, you even rendered it. You did a really fantastic job.
I passed the test.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think this is your first time sculpting.
It's a little test print. Something like a quarter or a fifth of the size.
Oh, cool.
It's just a baby.
Just a baby one. Yeah, that's cool. I can't even see because my eyes are so crusty. Okay, let me give you the tour. Where do I start? This was a bad start. It doesn't even fit in the frame. This is my Great Unclean one. For fantasy and for 40k, it's a knight. I think that's what we've decided it's going to be in our campaign. I've gone for a very Junji Ito Uzumaki style with the sculpting all whirly and swirly, and this is like the named character Dragon Ogre. In Warhammer 6th edition, you can have Beastman units in your Chaos army, so that's him. This is my Beastman unit. Isn't this just crazy? Pablo sculpted this monstrosity in the front, and the idea of my units is I'm making gigantic sculptural pieces because that way these units are like art pieces, like how I sort of intended my Nurgle army to go at one point in time. Now they're like functioning art pieces. This guy is the last thing I made while I was in Nottingham. My Great Unclean one sculpt on an old school miniature caravan that I've turned into a snail. It's meant to be like Mordheim Carnivals of Chaos themed. This is just cool. I don't know exactly what it's going to be used for yet. We'll find out. And I turned this old conversion into like more of a Beastman hero. I made these with all my leftovers from my trip. At the moment, I'm just making things and then we'll come up with the logic later. I mean, that's how my club sort of operates. So, stay tuned. I have another miniature from Alex. Look, that's the art. Ah, man, I am so excited. And I'm seeing Viv, who I do all my metal casting with, this weekend. What are we gonna cook up?